Hey, and welcome to another edition of Now Time with Glenn. I want to ask you this question. What has kept you from doing the thing that you have wanted to do the most? What has kept you from your dreams? What has kept you from accomplishing those things that has been on your heart to do from when you were a little kid? And 9 times out of 10, fear has something to do with it somewhere. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about fear. We're going to talk about what it is. We're going to talk about how to destroy it, how to look at it, and how to use it as fuel to get you to the place that you're going. So it's impossible to maximize your potential if you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. So let's first talk about the definition of fear. The definition of fear is a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc., whether the threat is real or imagined. And that is what I want you to catch. Whether the threat is real or imagined, I want you to think back to all the times where you have been afraid that something was going to happen and absolutely nothing happened. How many times have you made a move out of fear and it didn't even turn out being that situation that you thought it was going to be? Let me tell you, it happens all the time. So it is important for you to understand that to maximize your potential, you have to start looking at fear in a totally different way so that you can get the things done in this life that you want to get done. Let's talk about some misconceptions. What are 2 misconceptions of fear? First of all, one misconception is that bravery is the absence of fear. So that if you have this fear, then you're not brave. If you have this fear, that you don't have courage. And that's the exact opposite. Bravery has nothing to do with you not having fear. Bravery has to do with you overcoming the fear. Bravery and courage has to do with you stepping forward, you moving to do the things that you're going to do, regardless of how you feel in the moment, regardless of the fear that you feel. That is what it is. That's what it means to be brave. That is what it means to have courage. And the other misconception I want to talk about today is that it's not okay to be afraid. That it's not okay to be afraid. And let me tell you, that's wrong. It is okay to be afraid. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to use that fear as fuel to catapult you to get those things done in your life. So why can fear be bad? Let me tell you why fear can be bad. Because it makes you freeze. Fear leads you to fight or flight. Unchecked fear leads to your natural instinct of fight or flight. I'm going to tell you a time when I was involved in a shootout, and my friend who was standing right next to me, he got shot and he went down and blood starts squirting out of his leg. And let me tell you, the very first thing that I wanted to do was run. As a matter of fact, my body turned, and then all of a sudden my training kicked in. I turned back around and I did what it was that I was trained to do. But my very first thing was to go. My very first thing was flight. So when the problem with fear is that it puts you into fight or flight mode. And when you get into fight or flight mode, you get tunnel vision and you're not able to think clearly. So you cannot, if you have unchecked fear, it will paralyze you and cause you to do things that are not beneficial for you because you're ready to get out of there. That is your natural instinct. Your natural instinct is to attack, to hide, or evade. But who wants to be that person who, when fear comes in, you get all scatterbrained? And so you got to understand that fear will fail you. Unchecked fear will fail you. So what should we do? What should we do when we feel that fear? I want you to absorb that fear. We can only deal with fear effectively if we face it head on. I want you to absorb it. I want you to feel it. I want you to recognize that it's there. And I want you to pause for a minute. I want you to stop and I want you to think. I want you to take a deep breath and I want you to think about that definition. I'm going to read the last part of that definition. Whether the threat is real or imagined. Knowing that the majority of the time we're frozen in our steps from things that are imagined. So what are we going to do when we feel that fear? We're going to freeze. We're going to pause. We're going to take a second and we're going to gather ourselves. When my friend was shot, I was ready to take off and run. I had to find cover and I had to freeze. I had to stop. I had to say, listen, what is it that needs to be done? What is it that that needs to be done in this moment before I go and leave my buddy out here to bleed to death? And so you cannot allow fear to control you. So you're going to now, when you feel that fear, you're going to attack it. You're going to recognize it. And then you're going to expose it. Expose it. Talk about it. Be real. It's okay for you to have that feeling. It is okay for you to be scared. It is okay to be afraid in the moment. It is okay to be afraid to be scared of accomplishing your dreams and goals. It is okay to be afraid of dreaming bigger. I know your situation may not be the greatest. I know that you may have tried and failed in the past, but it's okay. Things are going to get better. So when you get that fear, when you're thinking about moving forward and you get that fear, I want you to expose it. I want you to talk about it. I want you to be real. And then I want you to rehearse what needs to happen. Rehearse what needs to happen. The reason that I was able to save my friend's life was because we rehearsed over and over how to save somebody, how to get them out of harm's way, what to do in those situations. Had I not rehearsed it, then my training would have never kicked in and he might have been dead today. So you need to rehearse. Okay, this is what I want to do. I'm feeling fear about it. I'm feeling fear with moving forward. The decision that I need to make, I'm having fear about it. So now I'm going to rehearse what needs to be done. So you jump into it, you begin to rehearse it. As you rehearse it and as you deal with it, what happens is the power then comes out of you. The thing that is keeping you on the inside from moving forward then is exposed, and you now have that power as energy. The very thing that made your feet like cement blocks is now the thing that is like the steam that makes the train go. You're now able to use that fear, recognize it for what it is, and use it as energy to move forward, to say, listen, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to have courage regardless of how I feel, because I've rehearsed everything that can happen and I know that I am going to be able to make it through. Unchecked fear takes the power. Unchecked fear takes your power. Checked fear gives you power. And if you can take anything with you, I want you to take that with you. Unchecked fear takes your power. Checked fear gives you power. So put it to work for you. Use that fear to say, no matter what, I'm going to move forward. Now I'm going to look at all my options, see what needs to happen, and regardless of what I'm going to do, regardless of how I feel, I am pressing forward. So I want to encourage you today to say, you know what, I'm done with fear. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to get these things done in my life no matter what, and I'm not going to allow it to keep me stuck. Keep me in this place for another moment. I want you to know, if you are ready to change, I am ready to connect with you. I have a private Facebook group. I have one-on-one coaching. There's so much that I have to offer for you, and I am ready to put this community together of people that are ready to make a difference. So if you need that, if you need that push, if you want people who are thinking like you, who are ready to overcome that fear, who are like-minded, come join my private Facebook group. Let's do some one-on-one coaching. Let's connect, because I know that I can help you maximize your potential and find your purpose. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. Click the button below, wherever it is. Join the group. Click the link. Let's connect. Have a wonderful day.